Long term, I'm extremely bullish, but in the short term, I think we have some huge hurdles to overcome.
Hey guys, welcome back to Library of Wealth. Today we have Guy from Coin Bureau and Gareth Soloway sharing their perspectives on the recent rally in Bitcoin, the instability of the banking system, and the potential impact of regulatory frameworks on the crypto market. Guy expresses bearish sentiments about the crypto industry, particularly in the US market, due to regulatory actions against stablecoin issuers and macroeconomic factors like high rates. In contrast, Gareth Soloway views Bitcoin's recent rally as gaining more credibility from the banking and fiat systems due to the instability of the traditional financial system. He believes that stablecoins need to earn 100% trust from the public to survive, and that regulatory clarity is necessary before he begins to invest heavily into crypto. Let's get right into the video with Guy from Coin Bureau and Gareth Soloway as they give their market outlook for the next few weeks. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content we do here. Let's get right into the video.
Would you like to see us go lower?
We've had plenty of reasons to be bearish over the last 7 to 14 days. The crypto industry in the US, which, let's face it, let's remember, is crypto's largest market by a long way. The crypto industry there has been effectively set back 10 years in banking terms. It's being locked out of the banking system by a coordinated action by the administration. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Signature, it's becoming clear, was taken out deliberately, because of its crypto connections. So there are some huge headwinds for the industry there in terms of banking. Let's not forget the SEC's Wells notice on Paxos. That 30-day period, I think, has expired now. So, what happens now? Is the SEC going to sue Paxos over BUSD? Are they going to go after some other stablecoin issuer? They could use the events over the weekend with USDC. That could be, that could quite well be a precursor to something worse. Long term, I'm extremely bullish, but in the short term, I think we have some huge hurdles to overcome. And then that's without even touching upon things like high rates and all the rest of it, and all the kind of macro factors. Just the crypto-specific factors in the US and elsewhere, I think, are worrying enough. There are good things on the horizon for crypto, but the time frame is a bit longer than I think a lot of people are thinking. It's not. I don't see it being in the next sort of 3 or 4 months or so.
Soloway now provides an analysis of the cryptocurrency market, highlighting Bitcoin and Ethereum recently being the recipients of money flow from the U.S. banking system due to the issues in USDC causing the recent price increase.
What do you make of Bitcoin and what it did yesterday?
Yeah, so this is so fascinating to me because Bitcoin has had this absolutely remarkable rally. And what's amazing to me is that the banking system, the fiat system, the Federal Reserve, they have actually given more credence to what crypto is, specifically Bitcoin, right? Think about that. Here we see banks failing and money maybe not being protected and this and that. And you know what asset is fine? It stands on its own. Bitcoin. And so you can't be blamed for people saying, you know what, I don't trust the banks I'm in right now. I'm going to put my money in crypto until I see clarity here. And I think that's one of the big reasons why Bitcoin has run up here in the near term. I also think you can't kind of disregard the USDC issue, where USDC over the weekend lost its peg. And so if you were in a stable coin, and I know people that did this, right? They were in their stable coins, even Tether, and they said, I got to exit Tether and I'm going to put it into Bitcoin because I don't trust these stable coins. And that's a big issue because, again, if the stable coins are going to survive, they have to be 100% trusted by the public out there.
So do you expect Bitcoin to keep moving up, given this pump, or it might roll back over?
Yeah, I ultimately think it kind of fades, and I think that Bitcoin unfortunately gets caught up in the asset selling overall. So once the banking system, the U.S. banking system and European systems calm down, and there's backstops there, which we've already seen the U.S. kind of guarantee deposits over 250,000. We don't know. I don't know what's going on with Europe yet, but I assume that the European Central Bank will do something of the same. Once that calms down and people feel more confident in the banking system, money probably gets pulled out of crypto, at least least until we see regulation unveiled in the crypto markets. And I think that's really what I'm waiting for at this point. Like, I've been in and out of some crypto here and there. I'm swing trading it up and down and left and right, but I'm not really putting a ton of my own money in until I see some regulatory, frameworks.
What about Ethereum and maybe XRP? Are you seeing similar things that maybe the alts may rally a little bit or not?
Yeah, so this is the troublesome issue with Ethereum, is that you have this downsloping trend line, which was resistance, and look at that amazing rally, but we slammed right into it and pulled back. So as long as this line holds and we don't get above it on a closing basis, then I think you have to say that this is a short-term top on Ethereum, and I would be looking for a pullback to this line here. So we're looking at a pullback to maybe 1450 or so, give or take, and then the question is, does that break? If it breaks, then we start attacking this lower level down here. Right now, to me, the couple things that people have to note if you're investing in crypto, number one and number two are Ethereum and Bitcoin were the recipients of money flow from the banking system in the US, the fiat system. Number two, the USDC issue pushed money into those. That caused the pop. The third thing is, if you look at the reactions in altcoins like Solana, Avalanche, Matic, none of them got to new highs. Like, take a look at Matic here. Right. So this was your bounce on Matic, which was a nice bounce, but it was due for a bounce. But did it ever retest or make a new high? And the answer is no. Versus Bitcoin actually did make a short-term higher high. And so again, what that tells me is this was specifically a run-up in the most trusted cryptocurrencies out there. And you mentioned XRP, and here's your XRP chart, and you can see that barely got a bounce at all. So it really wasn't a recipient of any money flow at this point. And I think, by the way, with XRP, you have this trend line you're just hovering on, and then this one here. I got to imagine that there's going to be some either major breakdown or major breakout in the next couple weeks. Maybe it coincides with some judge's decision. I don't know. I feel like we've been waiting for years on this freaking judge's decision.
So, Gareth, in the short term, you're still bearish, and you mentioned there's still some more pain. I mean, you got banking crisis, still have high inflation. If the Fed does pause for whatever reason, next week, but they keep rates, they don't cut them. Is there any point later in the year that you turn bullish, like maybe in Q4 or so?
Yeah, so for me, if we got down to that 3,000-ish area, and which again is still a long way from here, I would feel much better about getting into assets. Because right now you have this scenario where the valuations on specifically stocks, they're still elevated, and that's not even taking into account a potential recession in the US where earnings would actually start to drop. And so that's something I'm really struggling with. Now, if you reprice the S&P to 3,000, now we're in a ballpark, at least, of a reality that I could get in tune with. Now, with cryptocurrency, to me, there's a couple steps. Number one, I think the crypto itself, specifically Bitcoin, is the future, in my opinion. I think even more so after what we've seen in the last week or so, that makes sense to me. The question is, does a sell-off in equity markets, which we've seen have an impact on crypto, does that cause panic selling in something like a Bitcoin? And I think it does. And I also think there's a lot of animosity in some of the politicians towards Bitcoin, and especially after the Silvergate, and then we saw some of these other issues here with people losing money. And so we need to get that framework out. If we know the rules of the game in crypto, meaning the regulatory kind of framework, then at least we can make decisions based on truths. Right now, if you're investing in crypto, you don't know what's going to come out the next day in regulation, form. And I think that's a concern. And that's one of the reasons why you have to be very careful with crypto here.
Soloway says that the recent price increase was specific to trusted cryptocurrencies and believes there may be a major breakdown or breakout in the next few weeks. He mentions the importance of not giving in to fear and panic selling, seeing potential long positions in the banking and oil sectors, which have experienced recent drops. He also advises being careful with investing in crypto due to the potential for panic selling during a stock market sell-off, as well as the uncertainty of regulatory frameworks. What do you think about Guy from Coin Bureau and Gareth Soloway's market prediction for the coming weeks? Comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Library of Wealth. We'll see you in the next video.